Hello, everyone. This is Richard L. Scott, the Black Christian Geek. Sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm trying to get back going. First and foremost, everybody try and stay safe and be healthy in the midst of this pandemic. This is a self sponsored video. I'm not being paid by anyone, and the thoughts I provide today are all of my own. I want to give a first impression of Windows 11. This is a beta release. The projected official release is not until later this fall, but I wanted to give some initial thoughts. First, a disclosure for those who have been following me for a while know as of December 2020 of last year, I had been a Mac user for 20 years. I have not personally used Windows as a daily driver since Windows 98 SE. Although as an IT professional, I do use Windows at work. But when I heard the news about Windows 11 on yesterday, I finally got it loaded on my own personal laptop, and I just wanted to give some feedback. First, I want to start off with some of the positives that I genuinely like. Unless you actually are using the system, you really, in my opinion, you can't appreciate how beautiful the new layout and the aesthetics are. I literally said out loud yesterday, about an hour after installing it on my system, I can't believe Windows is trying to make me love it. In the Mac world, we have this saying that once you go Mac, you never go back. But I must admit, Windows 11 in less than 24 hours has been compelling enough to at least allow me, my objective is to give it 1 month, the entire month of September, to use it as my daily driver to then hopefully come back and give a fuller review and an assessment. But this initial window, the new start window, is very nice. I was sharing with some colleagues that, excuse me, most people don't like to use the language steal. They prefer to use the language borrow. So I would assure you that Windows 11 has borrowed quite a bit from the Mac OS and the GNOME or GNOME desktop from the Linux world. As of November last year, I started using Linux as my primary desktop, but I've been using Linux off and on as my secondary OS for about 12 years. And a lot of the layout is reminiscent that of some of KDE, but I would say mostly the GNOME desktop. So the notification panel sliding out from the right is nice, and I would say that they took a play from this, from Big Sur, from the new refined Mac OS on the Mac side, but this is still a nice touch and a nice addition, and your other system tray icons are still suppressed in the little tab that you can pull out. These widgets are stationary, and yeah, that's a good point. I was not trying to get to that so soon, but yeah, if we open another window, so we'll just go to MSN. It's something generic that I thought of right off the top. If I push the mouse up, you get to see all that I have open, and you have additional desktops down at the bottom. That too is like the new GNOME 40, and Windows has had virtual desktop since Windows 10, but it's nice to see that they're putting more work into it, so you can go there and you can change from one desktop to the next. So that's a nice addition that they've added. but it's still a little difficult switching from desktop to desktop on the between the desktops on the bottom, but you can pull what's up front down to the bottom. But here's a couple other things I like other than just the beauty and the aesthetics of it all. If you press Windows key V, it still allows you to open up your clipboard, but within the settings, it allows you to have a settings for your clipboard now to clipboard settings, and it allows a sharing option so you can get started to good old two-factor authentication. So now that I've authenticated, now I can automatically sync text that I copy between my single account and multiple devices with Command V. So with that, I'll just go back to I'll just randomly copy some of this text. So when I say Control C to copy, and now if I go back to Windows key V, you can see the information I copied, and it's being synchronized to other devices that share the same account. That's a nice addition. Again, when the start menu you pull up, you still can't drag and drop these items down to the system tray. You see the red X. That's unfortunate, but it's just as easy as right clicking, and you can say pin to desktop, and just like that you get it. Get the items pinned there, and you see this little dot. You can go between the two. Here's a couple of things I don't like, and this is just a bias I have from using other operating systems for many years and coming back to Windows. It's a little disappointing to me that they're still using drive letters. That just seems so archaic and ancient to me. But if you only use Windows, it's all you know. But I'm telling you, if you use other operating systems, the concept of using a C and a P or a D drive is just archaic. It's just ancient. But anyway, it's something I personally wish Windows would get away from. I try to use the word hate sparingly, but I like a clean desktop. Thus, I hate icons on my desk. Again, I get it. I know I'm the minority in this space, but Windows still insists on putting icons of everything you install on your desktop. So I left those there intentionally just so I can come here and delete them, and you can see, empty the trash. That's much the same as before, but the way my Windows desktop looks now is the way my Mac desktop looks, the way my Linux desktop looks. I just like a nice, clean desktop. My intentions are to do an entire video, a full video on just file organization. So to just kind of walk through better practices, in my opinion, than saving everything to your desktop. And I'm going to put a shameless rebuke out to other tech journalists or bloggers. Stop telling people to put stuff on their desktop. It's just a bad practice. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox, stop ranting and raving, and go back to some more positives. If you look here on my Linux desktop or my Mac desktop, generally all the icons are going to be the same by default, but you can customize and color some of them. But I think it's a nice touch that Microsoft has gone through. As you can see, the desktop documents, download video, pictures, and music, that they have slightly different colors for the desktops. So it's just again a nice addition, not to have everything, if you will, all the same color by defaults, but your quick assists are still the same. You can still drag and drop additional shortcuts here. This PC is largely still the same. You can expand it out. You look, C drive is largely still the same. And I'm going to make one other point before I wrap up this initial review. I like, if you go to settings, the nice new clean look of the settings. You can see the type desktop I have, the name of it, the user account that's signed in, and all of this is nice and clean, a nice new look. However, a quick search, if you do control panel, Microsoft loves to hold on to legacy. So if you say large icons, there you have it. It's still the same look they've had basically for approximately the last 20 years. So the good of it is, if it's more familiar to you in this space, you can go back to it. But again, with them bragging on new, it would be nice to just kind of see them get away from some of the old look. So it again, it's a combination of the old and the new. So you can get the new, cleaner look for the devices you have, or you can go back to that old look if it's more familiar to you. Again, I'm Richard L. Scott, the Black Christian Geek, and this has been my first impression of Windows 11 pre-release. The official release won't be until later in the year. If you like what you've seen, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribing, telling others about the channel. And if this didn't work for you, hey, just hang in there. Give me another chance. I'll be bringing more videos out for you in the future. Thanks again, and God bless.